Good afternoon, Driven as Fuck Recovery. We are here today. This is my buddy Steve. I've been talking about for a while. We do group here at the one rehab together every week. And we're here this week to talk about fitness in recovery, which, that's part of my businesses and something we both do and believe in very, very much as part of our lifestyles, our recovery, and shit, I don't know, I did it when I was getting high too, but
I normally fell off after a couple weeks, but I tried.
I was kind of a mutant that way. I don't know. I just, the only one consistent thing I ever had in my life that I actually stuck with, but didn't go as well when I was getting fucked up, but at any rate.
Nothing ever does.
No, that's true. Touche. So this is, that's our topic for this week. Hopefully we'll be doing this every Thursday, posting weekly at least anyway. So, like I always say, you get something out of this, rings a bell, you like it, you don't like it, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, whether it's criticism or what you'd like to hear, or topics you might want to hear in the future. We're here to, help other people through our experiences. So please feel free to do what you need to do, share it if you love it, comment, let us know what you think. So, I guess I'll kick off a little bit. I have been working out since I was 13. You want to hear more about that? I just put one up from a podcast I did, but that's been a consistent thing throughout my life. I'm 45 now. It was probably my first love, and it's something I still love to do. I did it throughout my addiction. I would just bang heroin or cocaine or my Adderall, whatever the fuck I was on, then go out in the parking lot and then go hit it, which is pretty fucking crazy, I guess, the more I think about it looking back. But working out has meant a lot of things to me over the years. I started doing it because I wanted to look like fucking Thor or Captain America. And I wanted to be, stronger to play football, be a better linebacker, smoke quarterbacks. And later on in college, I stopped using I didn't do anything. I never really used before that, but I didn't drink or smoke weed anymore. And I got into strongman and powerlifting, and that kind of became an obsession for me. So I was kind of obsessed with being the biggest, strongest fucking dude on the earth. I never got there, obviously, but it was something I was just bent on. Over the years, it's changed throughout my addiction. It was still I think it became more of an ego thing because my mindset was completely fucked up. So it was just about attention at that point. Do it now because I like being strong. It helps with my work, and it's good for my fucking mind, which we'll get into, I'm sure.
Definitely.
And it's for health. I'm getting older. I've abused the shit out of my body in addiction, in work, in training. But I think the one thing it has taught me that I never really applied until my, last few years, really, especially, was I learned a lot of discipline through working out and eating better and all the shit that came with that lifestyle. I never really applied it to anything else in my fucking life until I got sober. Even before I was using, I didn't apply it to everything. I'd show up almost, whatever I could get into. I just didn't have great habits. In my addiction, I had pretty much zero good habits by the end, except maybe the fact that I was still not eating completely like shit and working out, but I was destroying everything else. So, anyway, now, and I'd like to tell your story a little bit, and then we'll talk about the gyms here and whatever.
Sure, yeah. As you said, I'm Steve. I'm a recovering heroin addict, crackhead, alcoholic, coke addict, pretty much all the above. I kind of got into working out on and off over the last few years. But unlike Maddie, when I started using, everything went to shit. I didn't keep up with personal hygiene, let alone working out. But I did remember that something that stuck with me is every time I worked out, it made me feel better about myself. I felt like I looked better, I felt stronger. I liked how I felt when I was in the gym. It was like a natural antidepressant. I just watched that Ed Milet and Jay Glazer interview where he said, literally, if you can put working out into a pill, it'd be like the best antidepressant. I was like, yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel about working out. But one thing I can really say about the connection with fitness and recovery is, you know, I think a lot of guys, maybe girls too, I don't really know. I'd love to hear feedback on that, but I know for a lot of guys, I think the connection, kind of like you said, is discipline also, but it's something that you have to work at every day, you know. It's not something you're going to see results in overnight. You know, you're not going to be cured of your addiction. You're not going to look like Thor after 2 weeks of working out. You're not going to, you know, not need recovery anymore after 2 weeks of being clean. It's something that you have to work at every day. But for me, one of the biggest reasons, one of the biggest things is like since I don't get high or drink anymore, I don't know what to do with all the stress or the emotions, the feelings, you know, the energy, the good and the bad energy, you know. Anxiety, depression, it doesn't matter. Like after a long day of work, I go to the gym and I leave all my stress of the day there, you know, like that's how I do it. That's what I do with my stress. It's my stress reliever. It's kind of also an antidepressant. You know, I take it out on that with my music, and it helps me. You know, it's like therapy to me. I also, you know, probably need more therapy, but
I'm sure everybody can get some degree or another at it.
But yeah, it's been something that's been, you know, it's helped me build confidence. You know, I like the way I actually physically look in the mirror, and along with working on my recovery, it's helped me like the person that I am, you know, when I look in the mirror. So it's meant a lot to me in building confidence and building self-esteem, and kind of like you said, in discipline too. Like it's a routine. When I don't feel like going, when I'm exhausted, I do it, you know. I do it. I don't look at it as I should have. I look at it as like I have to do this because this is part of my recovery to me. Like that's how I handle stress, you know. That's instead of going out and getting messed up after a rough day, like I go to the gym and I take it out there and I expound all that energy there.
You build instead of destroy.
Yeah, absolutely, you know, and it's done a lot for me, man.
I start my days like that, you know, like I've gone a different route that way. Well, we have different schedules and different shit going on.
We do.
I used to like do it later on, but now I really just fucking can't. So.
Yeah, you know, I mean, what, you know, like
it starts my day positively now. Like it's a win either way, but like I get up, you know, and I've heard people say it like on Relay, all kinds of guys say like you get up and you just don't. I don't know anybody that gets up and they're like just ready to fucking jump and fucking run it, whatever the, you know, because your day's gonna have a lot of shit.
Yeah.
The planned shit and the unplanned shit. But like I get up and I do that. It's like my little routine and my workout, my cardio first, and then I go do my training like right before work. It like gets my mind right before I do the rest of my shit.
That makes sense. I mean, and like in recovery, dude, it's whatever works for you, you know? For me, like it works better for me to like get my head right by listening to a podcast that's gonna put my head in a good mindset to prepare me for the day, then go through the day, and then leave whatever, you know, emotions or stress or whatever I have, I leave that at the gym. So afterwards, so then you know, and kind of like, I worked out before work the other day and I was like, I feel like I need to go to sleep. And I think that's just like what my body's so natural.
Right.
I'm used to doing.
Shit.
You know, like I'm used to working out at night, eating, showering, sleeping, going to bed,
right.
And wake up and, you know, then I do it all over again. But I mean, you know, in recovery, I always tell guys, and I know you do too, you have to find the path that works for you. So, you know, if this is something that you think benefits you and you enjoy doing it, makes you feel good, you do it, you incorporate it into however works for you, you know, whatever fits your schedule, whatever you feel best about doing, you know, however.
Let me ask you this, we're talking, and this popped in my mind, and I'll forget it otherwise, but is this shit taught you some patience?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, because man, I would love to share, you know, so, you know, I just graduated drug court, and they post the booking photo. For when you
do they really?
Yes. And for everybody to see, all these drug court professionals and the judge and your probation and the people graduated, your family, they show your booking photo from when you get booked into drug court. And I looked at mine and I was just like, oh my God, I was like, holy shit. I was 135 pounds.
Holy shit, really?
135 pounds in July of 2019 when I booked in, that photo was taken. And I seen that photo, and then they put your graduation photo next to it, which was taken a few weeks ago, what I look like now. And you know, I look in the mirror and it's hard for me to see the progress sometimes, but when they put those two photos side by side, I was like, well, damn, it doesn't even look like the same person. So yeah, I know it does teach you patience, because you know, I'm trying to get half your size. You know what I mean?
Delayed gratification
Yeah.
at its best, man.
It's taking a lot of work, you know. It's something that's, you know, that's why I said I relate it to recovery so much, is because it's constant work. You know what I mean? Like if I go 3 or 4 days without doing anything for my recovery, like I feel off. If I miss 3 or 4 days of working out, like my head, my body doesn't feel right. You know, it's like you said, it's patience, it's slow progress, it's something that takes commitment and discipline and work every day. You know, so I think it's, you know, for me, it's like my perspective as like, you know, they're very similar if you look at it like that way, you know.
Very much so. Yeah, I agree. And that's one thing I know, you know, from being around this for the last fucking whatever few years and some change, like we're not, and you know, my wife will still say, you want what you want it now. I'm not that much different, you know.
Yeah.
But I know how to I can draw the line at the fact that I know I'm gonna get there, but it's gonna take time now. Yeah. And I don't have to throw everything away to like make it okay right this second.
Yeah. And also, I mean, yeah, you said it teaches you, you know, kind of discipline. You've always been disciplined that way. You've been able to apply it in other aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Like me, I kind of had to learn the discipline, you know, like I kind of had to learn that if I want to look how I want to look, I have to work out. I have to eat a certain way, you know what I mean?
That's the hardest part.
Like, and I'm nowhere near where I want to go, but god damn it, when I looked at that picture, I was like, damn, I've made a lot of progress, you know? I'm getting there.
It's important, man.
But it's a long-term project, just like, you know, just like recovery is. It's a long-term commitment, you know. It's discipline, it's dedication, it's, you know, doing things outside of your comfort zone, you know, doing things when you don't feel like doing them, you know.
It translates a lot.
It does.
To life
Yeah.
in general, really.
Because, I mean, I think it kind of gives you that confidence and that sense of knowing that, like, yeah, like, I do that, like, I can do this.
Yeah, it gives you
You know?
confidence in other things in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's momentum too. Like, you know, you start, it's slow at first, but you start seeing little shit happen. And then you're like, man, you build some fucking momentum. And then you're like, man, and then you fire up to maybe kick it up a notch. And then things just keep getting better and better. That's been the case in my life too.
Yeah.
Like, I keep taking shit up a little at a time, and it's been little steps, you know, little percentages here and there.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we both have schedules that are fucking insane, but I love it that way.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I personally, like, if you're an addict and you're, you know, looking for an outlet, a stress reliever, you know what I'm saying, a confidence builder, whatever, something to kill time because you're bored. You know, it was all of those things for me. Something to give you kind of some kind of routine. It was all those things, and I promise you, it's going to be hard at first. It's going to suck at first, you know. But once you start seeing a little bit of results, you get a taste of that accomplishment, that success that you're looking for. You're going to love it. You're going to become addicted to
And
it.
just the peace of mind. I don't know, at least I get from it, man. Like, I haven't missed it a while because of the 75 hard program. Like, fucking, there is no days off on that shit.
Yeah.
Which has actually been good for me mentally, I think. Very good for me mentally. Because they don't ever let it slide for 3 or 4 days, which I would do occasionally. You know, shit got busy. I was like, well, I don't got time, fuck it.
Yeah.
But after those few days, like, I would start getting very fucked up in my head. For lack of better terms, like, overly emotional, overly aggressive sometimes.
I can
Like,
relate.
shit that's not gonna serve me very fucking well.
Yeah.
Like, which is one thing, I mean, I'm not saying 75 hard is for everybody, it definitely ain't, but like, it's helped me because it just makes me accountable to do it every day as a fucking priority. Like, no matter what else is going on, which has helped me overall in my mentality.
Yeah. But see, for me personally, like right now, obviously, you know, I work full time. I'm a single father. I've gone down to 4 days a week because it's what I can do right now. And I have some dumbbells I bought, and I try to at home hit it like, you know, a little kind of full body thing, an extra day a week. But I've committed to that. I've also committed to eating a certain way. You know what I mean? For me, that looks different than it would for most people. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'm on a program to try to build muscle and gain
Well,
some
that's
weight, but
individual.
gain lean muscle, right? You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm eating like 4,000 calories a day, but I'm eating a crap load of protein.
Right,
You know what I mean?
specific
Like,
things. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So like you said, it's kind of taught me discipline. Like it's got me in a routine. But I'll tell you what, you know, you were talking about missing 3 or 4 days. Like I said, I go 4 days a week, but I don't work out Saturday and Sunday because I work 12-hour shifts and I'm on my feet running around all day. So I get my steps in. Mind you, I've had my step counter on. I walk like 7.5 miles on those days most of the time.
I'm sure, man.
So you know what I mean? So it's not like I'm sitting on my ass doing nothing.
Right.
Still moving all the
Still
time.
counts.
But yeah, when I get back to the gym and get back to working out on Monday, like it's like, oh man, it's such a relief.
You're like fired up for
yeah,
it,
oh
right?
yeah, I'm ready to get in there and get to it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's done so much for me, and I think, you know, without it and without all the other pieces I have to recovery, like I don't know, I think it's helped me grow a lot personally.
Just so I don't like leave it out too, like I'll speak for me for sure. Like my physical health has gotten better. You know, and that, I mean, not that it was ever in horrible shape because I never stopped working out, but I did eat like shit. I did hammer, you know, a myriad of fucking drugs, and it's fucked up my body. When I came to rehab, my blood pressure had been a problem for a fucking while already, and I ain't that old, you know what I mean? In like 10 years, early 30s, I already had high blood pressure, like fucking bad high blood pressure.
And that's back down now.
Yeah, but you know what? I never fucking. I've done, you know, my job's obviously active too. Now I actually do cardio, like, because I would always just be like, well, you know, fuck it, I'm doing it at work. Which to some degree you are, you know, especially you, because you're constantly moving around.
Yeah.
I mean, I am too, but you know, I'm a GF now. It's not as.
I don't have to do as much.
Yeah,
You heard that though.
Right, but like the way I feel, like my blood pressure is better. You know, I still have to be on medication, but instead of being borderline high on meds, now it's fucking really good.
Yeah.
And I feel better. I just feel better. My energy's more even.
Yeah.
I'm not all over the place, like tired and wound up. I mean, and I was like that even off drugs for a while, just partly because of my eating was kind of haphazard still, but
Yeah.
all of it put together is just like the overall feeling better, my better health, like my heart's not racing all the time, like just to go along with the mental stuff. I think the mental stuff's almost been bigger, but I mean, you can't leave out the fact that we have, as addicts especially, have abused the shit out of our fucking physiology, man.
Oh yeah, I honestly like, okay, so I'm an IV heroin user is what like my drug of choice was for the last 15 years. So I had really low blood pressure, like to the point where I would like stand up and feel like I was gonna fall over.
Right.
And that's obviously changed because now there's a lot of oxygen flowing to, you know, my veins and my muscles. And, you know, I used to have no visible veins in me because I stabbed myself thousands and thousands of times with needles. But that's all come back, you know. And like you said, like physically, I don't go to a doctor as often as I should, but I know, you know, from the couple checkups I've had, that everything is in good health, you know. And for somebody who did to themselves what I did to myself for 20 years, like that alone, I think is a miracle, you know. And I do definitely attribute some of that to continue working out and exercising. You know, I'm active. I'm not sitting on my ass. I have a low body fat content just because of my general body type, but I work hard to maintain, you know, my strength and, you know, my muscle endurance and all that. And I think that contributes. Like you said, I feel good overall. Like I feel good, you know. I don't feel like a weak little crackhead like I used to. You know what I mean? Like, and that goes a lot for like self-confidence in the mental too. And you know what I mean? Like, cause you know, we know it's all attached, right? Your physical, your mental, you know, your spiritual, psychological, like it's all attached. You know, if you look in the mirror and you hate what you see and you think you look terrible, like that's gonna go to your head, obviously. That affects you in a huge way. You know, I look in the mirror and I like what I see and I'm like, man, I'm getting there. Like if I keep working, I'll get to where I really want to be, and then I'll even go even further, you know.
I mean, that's part of what, you know, the motivation when Doc and I discussed the gyms at the rehab was to like get people's physical health back. But that was like his thinking and my thinking. But man, the more I did this and trained guys, I mean, when I was here more especially, you see the like light come back in people's eyes. They're like, and they start feeling better about themselves.
Absolutely.
Like, fuck, man, you know, like building themselves up, and that's important when you come into rehab. You're not at your highest point. You know, as an addict, you're not feeling too fucking good about yourself, generally speaking, and every little thing matters.
Yeah, that's why when I was working for you, and even like when I, you know, opened from a couple weeks ago here, I was like, I know what it did for me when I was in here. So in treatment, like I know how important it was. Like you said, like it kind of gave me an escape almost too, you know.
Yeah.
Like it was like
Something to look forward to.
for that 1 hour, like I was just in here working out. Like my mind was on my exercises and workouts and what I was gonna do, and it wasn't about, you know, all the shit that was in my head and, you know, all the stuff I was dealing with. So it was a nice escape, but it definitely helped me like build myself back up, you know, obviously along with the one-on-one counseling with Doc.
It's like an overall transition, but this made a little difference instead of it all just being
all
groups
mental.
and
Yeah, exactly. You got to throw the physical aspect in there too. And I think
not
that's
that
a huge
everybody
part.
uses it, but you know, it's great to see when people are.
No, yeah, and that's what, you know, it's not for everybody. It's not the route everybody's gonna take, but I just know what it did for me. So I encourage people in general, but especially addicts, that if you're looking, you know, to build yourself back up and you start, you know, an exercise routine or a fitness journey, you're gonna see those results, and that's gonna add to that self-confidence and that self-love that you're lacking or did lack when you were in your addiction.
I mean, that's basically what, Body Vandal was all about, and it still is, Vandal I don't use in the normal term you think, but you're in control of fucking art that is you. I just thought Vandal sounded like the way to go, especially being covered naked and shit.
I've always liked that because like that's kind of how I describe, like, one of my coworkers the other day asked me, because they know I'm in recovery, and they're like, how do you do it? Like, how do you deal with these people that are so terrible sometimes to us and not go drink after work or not go smoke weed?
Oh, your job? Yeah, I'm
I
sure.
said I go assault my body at the gym afterwards, and vandal, whatever.
Right. No,
Like,
that's
I go
it.
take it out on myself.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I take it out on my body, and I feel better afterwards, because working with the public in a fast-paced environment is challenging and taxing sometimes.
I don't think I could do it, man.
Yeah, if you don't,
drops.
seriously, everybody I work with is like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you don't go drink after this.
My
or smoke
job,
weed
somebody
or-
pisses you off, you're like, fuck you, and
Yeah.
you get it out of your
Yeah.
system, it's over with.
Yeah.
You can't do
Fortunately,
that to
working
the public.
for the company I do, I can't do
I mean,
that.
construction's a whole different racket,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, but I mean, I enjoy what I do, I'm good at what I do, and now I'm able to consistently perform on a high level because I'm not fucking high all the time, so.
Like you guys, we've said it a lot in our groups, man. You become obsessed with construction and building instead of fucking like all the shit. We're obsessed with destroying yourself.
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
a shift in perspective and mindset.
Yeah.
It fucking makes all the difference because like you can put all that energy into fucking building yourself, and that includes fucking working out and nutrition and.
And like I said, once you get a little taste of that, you're like, damn, that feels good.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, man.
I need to do that more. I need more of that.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
Well, guys, we're gonna try and keep these a little shorter for the most part. So please comment. Let us know what you think. Any thoughts on what we're talking about. Like the more information and feedback we get, the better these will be. So please do it, even if it's criticism. Throw it out there. Listen to all of it. We are sitting in the first Body Vandal gym right now to do this. So never limit what you think you can do, people. Get out there and go after it. And if you're not into fitness, give it a try. And if you are and you're going fuck yeah about everything we're saying, keep that shit up because it does matter, whether you're in recovery or not. But I think definitely in recovery, it gives you something positive to work on.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
all right, y'all. Everybody have a great week. We will see you next Thursday. And I ain't sure what the topic is, but I'm sure it'll be a good one.
Definitely will. We'll figure it out.
Hang loose, everybody. That was fucked this up.